Yeah, my name's Taylor Northern, and I go by the Artful Dodger. Um, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my story, so let's get into it. Hey, what's happening, people? My name's Taylor Northern, and I'm here at Sacred Sound Studios. I'm with Luis Del Busto, and he's the one that's shooting this video. He does 418 lens. I'm going to show you my rig real quick, and like the guitars I play, the effects pedals, we're going to get into all that. So, what I'm holding right now is a wine red Gibson Les Paul Studio. It's got Burst Bucker pickups, the Burst Bucker Pro actually, and they're pretty low output, around like 6.5K on the neck. And I want to say maybe like 7.5 to 8K on the bridge. I really like this guitar for like blues. It sounds good for rock, mainly that kind of like blues rock kind of sound. You can even do jazz like with the neck pickup and everything. And I got lucky with this guitar too. I was working at Sam Ash Music in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was just sitting in the case. I got it for 350 bucks, and normally this guitar costs way more than that. It's usually around like $700, $800, so I got a great deal on it. And I'm going to show you some tones in this guitar in a second. Let's go over to these models. So yeah, I'll show you this real quick. This is a Johnson Strat. I love this guitar. Really love the HSS Strats, like recently. This one, I guess if I could describe the tone, like the difference between the Les Paul and the Strat is like, the Les Paul has a beefy kind of tone. It's like, kind of like a burrito. What's cool about this is kind of like a taco. This is like my taco plate right here. Because you get different meats, you get different sounds on here. So I'll show you real quick on the camera. Yeah, it's been upgraded. It's got the Seymour Duncan on Nico 2 Pro pickups with a Fender 50s in the middle, and then a Seymour Duncan Seth Lover in the bridge, which is like my beefy kind of sound. I really dig that. I want to change out the tuners on this guitar and do a little bit of work to it, but I would say this is actually my favorite one at the current moment. And yeah, it's made out of alder rosewood fretboard. And let's see, this guitar that has no strings on it, this is my Telecaster. Yeah, here you go. This Telecaster was purchased at a music go-round in Stockton, California. And I got a great deal on it. It's not a real Fender Telecaster, it's just a parts caster. But I just dug the look. I was like, man, it looks like something your grandpa would have, you know, or like you would pass it on to your kids, your grandparents, or your grandkids. You know, get it from your grandparents. It's got a maple neck. I changed out the pickups. It's got Mojo Tone pickups, which are noiseless. And whoever built it did a solid job of like really making it look, you know, old and vintage, and like giving it that relic look. Because all this was done, I didn't do any of this stuff to it. So we have brass saddles on here, and I love this guitar. It's not set up now because I had locking tuners put on here, and the tech unfortunately messed up, and he did not put on these 3 tuners right. So yeah, it's kind of jacked up, and it's gonna have to get redone. But it sounds great when strung up. And last, here we go, I'll show you this guitar. This is a project guitar too, also not set up. I was working at a Sam Ash Music in Ontario, California, and there was a gentleman named Don Brooks, and he would come in. He was like an old Vietnam vet. He would like tell me all these crazy war stories, and he just gave me this guitar randomly one day. I was like, whoa, wow, I don't deserve this, man. Like I don't know if it's a real Gibson. Probably not, but it's got the Gibson headstock, Les Paul custom on here, and yeah, the guy just basically gifted me this guitar, and it's got 3 pickups. So I purchased these humbuckers, and I kind of want it to be the Les Paul version of what that guitar is. So my Strat, you can see it also has the 3 pickups, lots of sounds. I want it to be kind of like the Les Paul version of that, where I can get a variety of tones within this instrument. And not sure about the wood. I'm pretty sure it's like mahogany, but I honestly don't know. It was sitting in the guy's garage forever, and he just gifted it to me, so I'm extremely grateful for that. But yeah. All right, let me show you the pedals. So the first pedal, this is the K-Line, the High Chief Overdrive. It's basically a clone of the Analog Man King of Tone pedal. And I like the right side here, I kind of like for jazzy stuff. And then I like the left side for like more rocking kind of sounds. All right, so the second pedal, this is the K-Line Pegasus, and it's like a clone of the Klon Centaur. That pedal is a very famous pedal that goes for thousands of dollars. It's crazy how much they go for. And I just decided to go with the cheap clone. And I like it for like kind of high gain stuff. And then you can stack the two. I usually use both of them together. The third pedal, this is a delay pedal, Ibanez DE7, and I love this pedal. I've had like for years, probably since 2003 or so. I think I've had it, and yeah. That was like set for a shorter setting. I want to put it on the longer setting, which would be cooler. Yeah, and you can combine that with the overdrive too. I'm basically, it's all I'm using is just like overdrive and delay. Those are my main effects. And then you can also do like a lot of crazy sounds with this delay, where you can change the repeat. So it's like, and what you can do is you can change this. Yeah, I can make it sound cooler than that. But yeah, you can do all kinds of like crazy like oscillating type effects with it. So all right, now let's talk about the amplifier. So this is a Boss Katana. It's the 50 watt model, and I really love this amp because, as I said in the previous take, it's got like a record out option. It's really good for like when I'm just jamming, recording, doing that kind of thing. Super versatile amp. You get all these effects built in and everything with the delay and whatnot. The way I typically have it set up is it's on the crunch setting. So the crunch setting is supposed to be more kind of like a Fender Bassman kind of sound. And then my EQ, I usually have the treble turned. I just keep the treble turned down. The reverb is set for like a spring reverb kind of sound. And then you get your, you can control the wattage. So it can go from 0.5 to 50 watts, which is really useful. So at home, if you're practicing 0.5 watts, or you can use the headphones. When you're, playing out live, 25 watts to 50 watts is more ideal. So that's it. That's pretty much the rig, y'all. Like a few guitars going into a couple nice clone pedals. The Analog Man King of Tone clone, and the delay pedal. And then I've got the Boss Katana rig, and that completes my rig.